So what you're saying is you're ready for me to cut your hair now, right?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, everyone, so we have touched down in Atlanta in Georgia. I'm staying with David on Couchsurfing, and funny story actually, he cuts his own hair, and I gave him a little hair cutting lesson in terms of how to fade his own hair. So we're going to go into the living room now, and we're going to give him another lesson. He wants to learn how to cut it on his own because he's been cutting it, and obviously if he messes it up a little bit, I'll be there to fix it. But let's give him a little lesson on how to cut hair. Right, bro, you ready?
Ready? Teach me your ways.
Good stuff, man. So you've been doing it, you literally hold a mirror and that's it. So
yeah, this is the setup.
That's crazy. Alright, well, if you want to go through that guard skipping technique, do you have like a gown that you wear or anything like that? Or
no, I just clean it up after.
Okay, do you want a gown to wear?
I don't need one.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll watch you. So,
this is the kids.
What we're using, wool?
Yeah, wool. Whatever you can buy at a cheap CVS.
Yeah, I feel you.
So where do I get started?
Okay, so it depends how short you want to go.
Sure.
And it also depends on where you want your fade to start. So we obviously discussed that your head, in terms of where your occipital bone is much more curved, the line. So I would say to not go shorter, the shortest point shouldn't be where your O bone is. So if you have a feel at the back there,
yeah,
you can feel where it starts. So I would say if you're going to, the shortest point that you want your hair,
yeah,
which we call a guideline, that's where you want that to be.
Right below it.
Just below, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I can feel that.
Yeah. So I would suggest if you're going to take it down to a certain level, you'll put the shortest point and you'll go just above your ear, and then just go below your elbow.
Let's say, give me a little bit of. This is where it gets tricky.
That's right, man. Practice makes perfect. Now you can see where you've cut it. You have a very distinct line here. This line right now is your guideline. That's what you've done as a number one. Same thing, obviously, on this side you have a number one, and then obviously you've left this a little bit. So I would say, passing the clippers, just in terms of everything is about being symmetrical.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of darkness here. I will grab that, and I'll just try and level it out, make it less dark so that when you do your next guard, you should be okay. It doesn't need to be perfect because you're going to blend it.
True, this isn't the final line. I get another chance to smooth it out a bit.
So now the next one that you're going to choose is the number two.
Yeah.
So the number two is where you're guard skipping, and then you're going to go back to that guard, which is the number one. So let me do the first one. Which side do you find easier, left or right?
This
that side. Okay. So if you look in the mirror, turn your head to the side. I'm going to go just here, which is where your contour line is. We don't want to touch this here, yeah?
Yeah.
And again, even though this line is nowhere near as sharp or as harsh, so yeah. I'm still being very conscious, and I can already see, like especially on the you can see where it's getting softer, where it's darker, and you just want to go over that. But I'm always stopping at a point. And this is going to allow your head to have a more square shape, and then you just want to keep going over it until you can hear it clicking, right? Listen.
Yeah.
You hear that little bit? You can hear when the clip is going.
Sure, something's happening.
Exactly. So now what I would say is get me the number one. So I'll do this side for you.
Yeah.
So now we obviously did a number one, right? So now we want an open it, which is a 1.5. So that blade open it.
Yeah.
So that blade is closed. That blade is open, and now we're going to go a finger's length just above where that line is, and we're going to use this as a rubber. So you see how that line's starting to come out?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just going up, we're flicking out, and we're trying to erase that line from your head that you created. Yeah. So you have a 1.5. You can already see, even though it's still a sharp line, you can see that this line is slowly starting to come out.
Yeah.
So it's not as harsh. So now we just keep going over it. So turn your head to the side for me.
It's your flicking motion. You're just trying to get a smooth.
We're just rubbing it out. We're rubbing out the line basically.
Yeah.
So here, flick out, and eventually that line will slowly start to come out. All I'm doing is I'm going. You'll hear it, like you hear it flick a little bit, and I'm slowly flicking out. Don't be scared of taking it a little higher because you hear that the little clip's going.
So you went back to the shorter one?
I went to the one just to clean it up a little bit.
Gotcha.
Just because I could see little bits of darkness. That's all you're looking at. And the camera, to be fair, picks up everything, so you can very easily see what needs like a little bit of going over.
This is why people have other people cut their hair usually.
Exactly, yeah. The line doesn't look like it's coming out. Go a little bit higher and control.
Yeah. I just gotta get used to that motion.
Yeah, so when you're doing big chunks, it's straight up.
Yeah.
When you're doing fading, it's flicking. The line is now much softer, and you hear little bits of darkness that I can see on the camera. Like there's a tiny touch there that needs to be adjusted. Nice little fade there. Number 1 fade coming up with the number 2, and then if you've got some more darkness there, so you know where we went up with the number 2, so if it still looks too heavy, you can grab the number 3, which is the highest 3, which if you want to soften it even more, like we call it a weight line, then I'll come up. So you see how you cut it here?
Yeah.
Right? I'll turn your head. I will go up a little bit higher, just to here. That's a 3.5, it's not cutting anything.
Yeah.
Making it to a true 3. Really it's cutting nothing. But all it's doing is just softening your hair a little bit. Nice little fade. So I would say all you're lacking is a slight flick. So when you get to that line, because I can see the line at the moment, it's 1.5, all you want to do is this. Like a flip. So I'm constantly flicking to try and get that line out. So flick, climb out the way, flick, so like I can see a little darkness spot. And then here, that's a 2, and a 2.5. So then, with your line, get the 2, put the clipper on, and then start with the 2.5 high, and then go lower. The line's a bit softer on the 2.5 because you don't have much weight to your hair.
No, it's fine. I think this has taught me I need a rubber band or something. It's very hard for me.
Very difficult.
From like 8 feet away to keep track of these lines.
It's tough, man. What he's saying is that he needs a barber to cut his hair. That's what he's trying to say.
Hey, it didn't look half bad the way I had it.
It's looking faded, man.
Is it? More?
Looking definitely better faded for sure. It's hard to do.
It is hard. Yeah. I would need I think a part of it is I need a rubber band because I can't.
Would you like me to finish the trim for you?
Yes, please.
Joel to the rescue, here we go, people. You want to imagine your clippers are like a rubber.
Like a rubber?
An eraser.
Gotcha.
That's what you guys call it, right?
Yeah, nice. Rubber would be like a condom.
Yeah. Imagine it's a rubber. An English rubber.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Like there's barbers that have been playing for a long time that can't cut their own hair, you know? Like, I only know 3 or 4 barbers that can actually cut their own hair.
So what you're saying is you're ready for me to cut your hair now, right?
I don't know. Head up for me. How you feel?
Good. Feel
Fresh,
breeze.
Feel fresh, yeah?
Yeah, feels nice.
Good stuff, man.
Thank you.
Trim complete. It's time to go explore Atlanta. Thought while I'm here I'll do my own hair, so let's see how we get on. Alright, we're on. So we're going to bring my sides down and we're going to do a little taper. softer than it looks, people. This is where we're at so far. Bit sticking out there, but we're getting there, we're getting there. So what I've done is I started with a 2 to a certain level, and then I went up where it was quite dense here. I went with a 4 and softened it, and now I'm going in with a 3 to try and get those little bits that stick out. I need a shower as well.
But your shortest is a 2, right?
A 2 on the side, yeah. Taking out a big bit that's sticking out, and there as well, sometimes going down just to take it. So that looks softer there now, right?
Yeah.
And I can feel it, I'll go again, hold my hair, so I can already feel that I'm going up to about here.
Yeah.
So then it shouldn't look like there's a big chunk anywhere, should there?
No, you're pretty good.
So you can watch me guard skip pretty much. I'm going with a half, so I'm going to start quite low, so a half up to my ear. So I'm starting here just above my ear. I'm going to do the same thing for this side. So I'm looking, is it even, is it symmetrical? This goes just above where my ear is. So now if I'm going to guard skip it, I'll go 1.5, 2.5, but I'm only going to do a taper. So I'm just going to make sure my lines, you see how I'm trying to make the lines as clean as possible? So now I'm going to grab the 1.5, 2 fingers length, up to the corner here. So I'm looking at a point of where I'm going.
Yeah.
Because it's next to your ear, you should be able to hear it click. And then I'll use my 1.5, open first, which is like a short 2, just to here. Close it, 1.5. And then for here, the corners that I missed, I'm always starting with a higher guard, and then making my way down. So this is a 2. And you can see it's pretty much already softened, right? But there's a tiny little weight line. Just taping myself, people. Up for this side. And there we have it, people. Little taper on the side, little taper on the side. Done. Solid.